Is this trip business or pleasure?
Pleasure, I hope.
Welcome to the United States.
Hamer Reinhardt, sometimes called Wolfgar. Born Frankfurt, Germany, 1946. Educated Paris and Patrice Lumumba University, Moscow. Currently self-employed. Occupation, international terrorist.
You are to be indoctrinated in counter-terrorist techniques.
Deke De Silva, age 35. Born and raised New York City. Honorable discharge, U.S. Army, 1972. 52 registered kills. Occupation, cop. One man can bring the world to its knees. And only one man can stop him. Universal Pictures presents Sylvester Stallone in NightHawks, coming in April.
Hey everybody, this is Cleve.
This is Michael.
And welcome to episode 19 of Podcasting Crime.
Almost old enough to drink.
So close.
So close.
We have a reoccurring star in Sylvester Stallone.
It's kind of my hero at this point.
He's only popped up one at a time, right?
Yeah. Stop and my mom will shoot.
This one, depending on who you asked, is the start of the buddy cop genre. NightHawks.
NightHawks. One of the guys' names was Hawk, and I think that's what, like, we never dove into, I don't think, why we called them NightHawks.
I'm glad you asked that, Michael. It is about, it refers to the men and women street cops of New York who patrol the city at nighttime.
Oh, okay. That definitely checks out.
It makes sense, right? I was like, once I saw that, I was like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes perfect title. Never mind. We also get a first-time star for the buddy cop, and probably the only time we see him, Billy D. fucking Smooth Young Williams.
This was, like, still after Star Wars, though, I feel like, right? This felt early 80s.
Yeah, it was 81? Yeah,
so I guess maybe, because he wasn't in the first one. That's 84. So okay, this was after, or this was before he got to be in Star Wars. 77, 79, 80.
He's in 5, right? Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
So 80.
Yeah.
So it's like around the same time. I mean, you had to know you were going to be big shit, but yeah, with the smoothest, like, hustle and flow hair I've ever seen.
Really good.
Yeah. They both look good.
I have that
Stallone
in my
to me
notes
looked like 19.
Stallone, I had that in my notes that Stallone with facial hair is actually probably my favorite look for Stallone.
It was a good look.
He looked solid.
It's also, in the big glasses, it's also a look I feel like people have now. Like, it aged really well, or it came back around, whichever one you want to call it.
It was definitely one that came back around.
This movie, we have two cops. They're both night cops. They work they call it the disguise unit.
Undercover?
Decoy
unit. Yeah, you're right.
And it's just as it sounds. I dress up like an old woman and I walk the streets.
The fakest mask ever. Those villains that fell for that, idiots.
They just were chomping at the bits, and an old lady walking down the street.
Old lady,
I know. I would like to have gotten close and gone, the hell is that? And you don't really get a good look at the woman's face. So when she smacks his jaw with a purse, I was like, "Whoa, what's happening?" He's trying to get his wife or girlfriend back.
Yeah, I put girlfriend.
We see her twice. Good cop, military background, and then we have Billy D. Williams, who also has a military background. And that's all he got.
Both cops were good cops. Like, none of them were, like, silly.
Yeah. The whole unit, there was no scumbag asshole, like, oh, God, this guy, cop. I feel there was the head of the terrorist unit who took a shot at fucking Stallone's wife. That felt unnecessary and unprofessional. I understand you're trying to teach a point, but fuck, okay. Anyway, they're chasing down a terrorist who likes to just bomb locations randomly.
It's
But
for some organization because someone
yeah,
keeps calling in to do it.
but also for money.
Right, fair. Well, you got to get paid.
Man, supplies ain't cheap.
You know what a fucking briefcase of grenades costs?
We just carried just a briefcase of grenades.
It was just a whole briefcase full of grenades, really nicely organized grenades.
How do you feel about that they were really like well set up? I was like, do they do different things like Hawkeye's arrows? How'd you feel about this villain?
Um, it gave a lot of like different movies, but what's interesting is this came out before a lot of the movies I would say that gave off. Like it was very. We had a face-off situation. We had Hans Gruber situation. Like he felt like a lot of, he could be the origin for every villain in any good movie.
The funny thing is, we didn't even need to do this plastic surgery thing. Nobody knew what the man looked like. We could have just started.
They had his passport when he killed when they killed the guy. When he killed the guy that came to him at the party, the guy in the party was bringing him a passport. Right. So I had a picture of what he looked like.
Yeah, he killed his own little friend. He established very early that he's ruthless. I feel okay. So a lot of this movie, I don't remember how much time passes because it gives you dates. It starts on Christmas on New Year's Eve, and then we get like one more date. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't feel like I paid attention to dates like I should have.
And then it like kind of just stopped doing it. I don't know how much time passed, but our team is pulled off of decoy to learn about this terrorist
because their expertise is wasted dressing as old women beating up muggers.
Yeah, I don't think it is, but whatever. And they're the class for like a week, maybe, because they're just learning faces and facts about
if that. I just want to point out the best scene is like in the very beginning, by the way.
Which one?
It's absolutely when he's dragging the bad guy with the fucking the cloth belt he had from his outfit. He's just dragging him
when he's chasing somebody in a dress and high socks and sneakers.
And he just hurls a purse, but like in no vicinity of the person that's running from him.
Yeah. That was I was like, okay, this is a thing that we do. I don't know how accurate that is to police work back in the day or now, I guess. I will say, I don't know if it was just later in the day for me. This movie felt slow at times.
I think we get that from all older movies. There is not a good pacing in anything pre-80s.
Yeah, you try to like, okay, this is just they're working on it, but boy. And then it felt like a lot of stuff that we didn't necessarily need.
There was a scene where we were staring at his wife just like putting groceries away for way longer than we needed to watch that.
I like, okay, so we're studying this guy. He blows up another place. He blows up one place, blows up another place. We're studying this guy, studying this guy, studying this guy. They go out at night at a nightclub. They're trying to like scout and see if maybe they can find him. They think that they see him. And previously he had made a big fuss about, I'm not just going to shoot this guy. What if I miss? I'm not going to, take a chance of killing a civilian. And then makes what I would argue is the biggest scene you could make, chasing after someone at a club, and it gets someone shot.
It sure did. Right someone definitely got shot. Well, nothing like, two grown men just sitting there staring at another man in a club, like intently staring. Yeah, it was. They never broke gaze. They were constantly locked in on the dude.
And I thought to myself, oh, okay, let's just follow this guy and see where he goes. Maybe he'll do something suspicious. No, they are like maybe 5 feet from him and just stare at him until the man decides to start trying to walk away a little bit and take a couple pop shots. It was a really weird.
It was such a weird
approach.
interaction. I put in here during their training course, their week-long training course, where the person training them was just an asshole, which is a shit bag.
It was.
But I was like, holy shit, cops not wanting to shoot people? Damn, you Stallone for having morals. Like, he was like, I won't want to take a shot that might injure somebody. Yeah, you must take the fucking shot.
The best way to deal with violence is bigger violence. So I was like, boy,
that is the person probably running the NRA right now.
I was like, this is aged beautifully. Like, yeah, he was like, I didn't do this to kill people. I'm like, thank you.
It's the only one. He was a good one. He was a good one.
No matter what you do for the rest of this, you're gonna get your badge. Just know at the top, spoilers, you're keeping your badge. And then they were being cautious of like this gala, whatever you want to call it. And the guy who's been training, who's been an asshole this entire time, Stallone's like, "Can I get Chinese food?" He's like, "Yeah, it's nice." I'm like, "You guys, did we make up and I missed it? Did I doze off?"
Buddies. It was when Lando got cut. Because I wrote, no, not Lando. Because I wrote, how long is this damn scene? Cardio is fucking insane. Because they ran for like 6-7 minutes.
I saw that apparently Stallone's athletic as fuck. And they said that the guy, Rutger, Hewer? I'm going to say Hewer. They said Stallone could not physically, literally catch him. He outran him cardio-wise and all the entire time.
He Tom Cruised him. He fell, broke his leg, and just kept fucking going.
I also found out that this guy who played the villain, Wolfgar, which is what they called him in the movie, his mother and his best friend both passed away while shooting this film.
Holy shit.
He left the film, flew out, went to the funeral, flew back same day or next day, and continued filming for both funerals.
That's insane.
And he was like, this was his like first American movie. He was like, I feel like this is gonna be good for me. I know that they would want this for me. I am very proud of this movie. And I was like, good on you.
It showed like he definitely put a lot of pride into his acting in this.
Mm-hmm. I don't feel like there was a bad actor in here. Nope. Well, a couple.
Not any main actors.
Yes, correct.
I did when Stallone is screaming Lando's name, and God, I cannot remember what his name was in the show in the movie, but
Matthew Fox.
Yeah, Fox is what he kept screaming or whatever, and he got stabbed in the face, and he just kept screaming in the middle of the fucking
subway station.
He just kept saying, "I'm gonna fucking kill you." No context at all. Everybody around them at this point is like, "Who the fuck is this guy talking
What's happening?"
And he just kept screaming, "I'm gonna fucking get you. I'm gonna fucking kill you." And I put, "This is how I feel every time somebody downs Cleve and Apex." Anytime someone downs my friend, I lose it.
I get that.
I mentally just fall apart.
So we chase him down. Lando gets cut in the face. We scream, "We're gonna kill you" a bunch. We have that cold-blooded like escalator scene. Nothing worse than killing me if I'm riding an escalator, I feel. Because there's no escape.
I want to point out that Billy D. Williams it's Billy D. Williams, right?
Yes.
I always forget the order, so that's why I say Lando probably more than. But Billy D. Williams definitely shamed Stallone as well for not taking the shot. And he didn't have a shot. The old lady was like right there in front of his face. What shot did you want him to take?
I don't know if they were in the military together. Maybe he knows his background a little bit. And we never really discuss like why he would be afraid to take the shot. We just assume he was in the military, something terrible happened. He doesn't feel confident. And if you're not confident, yeah, please don't take the shot. But yeah, it was a little cold blooded when he leaned in. He's like, "You should take that shot." I was like, "All right." I mean, but you know what? What better time to say it than when I'm laying in the hospital? What are you gonna do about it? You beat me up. I will see for a movie that gets credited for being the first buddy cop. I feel like Billy D didn't get as much to do.
Oh, that's fair. But for someone that's so worried about accuracy and making the shot, maybe we don't walk around with a fucking hand cannon.
Yeah, that's
He went
a
into
fair
the
one.
shooting range. He's like, bro, and he's like, I don't know why it's not hitting the target. I think I know why.
Fucking like spaghetti armed. So then we get the rail car. What are those called? Gondolas.
Yep, gondolas.
We get the gondola scene where there's people who are with the UN in there, and they just stop it and take it hostage.
Just a ton of foreign diplomats just hanging on a gondola for some reason.
Seems like a weird place to make a stand. Also, you tell me there's not someone who's got an angle, like a shot on you.
I mean, he made it off.
He did make it off, but all of barely. He didn't want to kill an infant baby. That was cool. Good on you.
The best act. You know what? Here's the worst acting in the entire film by a regular person or by a main actor. Stallone goes, "Oh no, don't do it," and like this is the voice he doesn't. Oh no, don't do it.
He
Oh
does.
Christ, he killed her.
He does
Like,
do it like
it was the most phoned in fucking reading ever.
like he wasn't actually watching it. Absolutely. I mean, what was the plan? I guess because you got away. You could have just left. Why was the plan to take them hostage and then escape? Because he didn't ask for money or anything.
He asked for people to be released, political prisoners.
And then, or he just really wanted revenge on Stallone.
No, he asked for political prisoners to be released. He gave a list of like, hey, you need to release all these people.
Yeah, I guess that works. I mean, or he could have just been kept bombing them in secret. I felt bad for the guy's reputation or his pattern is to go to a city, meet a woman, charm her, live with her for a bit, and then do his bombing while he lives with her. And you feel terrible for the stewardess that he meets because she opens the briefcase full of grenades, and then he says the same thing he says to someone else: "You're going to a better life," and then murders her.
I loved that line. I don't know why. He was like, yeah, the way he says like you're going to a finer place, and then fucking killed him. And I don't know why. I was like, that felt like a real smooth thing to say.
Yeah.
Or like he was in the watch store in like the very beginning, or the perfume or whatever it was. It was like, you really are pretty, and then walked off and fucking blew her up. I'm like, God damn it.
You know what's funny is he was like smelling her and stuff, and I was like, God, I hope this isn't the other cop because this is not going to age well. I was like, please be the villain. And then he bombed her, and I'm like, okay, good, villain. This is the villain. I don't want the other cop to be like, oh, nice.
I don't know. Yeah, I agree. I don't know what his plan was because he gets away. Like he eventually gets them to give them a bus, and then he's like, I'm gonna drive off. They shoot his partner because she didn't like the recording of her.
I guess.
Maybe it's because like they knew who she was.
Maybe that caught her off guard, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But she got shot right there. She sure did. And so then he jumps on the bus and drives off and crashes the bus into a ramp into the water.
It sunk fast too. I don't know, maybe because I don't know if the bullet holes helped that, but boy, it really went down under fast.
What was super annoying to me is he ran over there to look in the water. He's like, "Where is he? Where is he?" And you just see a person, like it had to be a stunt person, just swimming away from it, like, "Get me out of here!" But he just is there the whole time. Every time they shoot back to the river, there's just a person swimming. I'm like, well,
and we never like, how did you get out? And it's snowing, and then you get to Stallone's woman's house. But towards the end of the movie, he's going to attack De Silva, girlfriend, wife, ex-girlfriend, ex-wife, and then he's creeping up. And let me tell you, if I would have seen this movie a long time ago, the paranoia I would have had about how he broke in would have followed me my whole life. And then he like just kind of jigs the door till the nails come out, and I'm like, well, that's unfortunate. And he sneaks up behind her and starts getting closer, and you can see his reflection in the pans, which for some reason he takes the phone off the receiver because he doesn't want a call to come in and startle him. He creeps up real slow. He pulls his knife back. What happens, Michael?
It's fucking Sylvester motherfucking Sly Stallone.
You got bamboozled.
So hard.
You thought you had it, but you didn't. And then they make eye contact for a while. And Wolfgar's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna stab you. point. I'm already here.
At that
What am I
point,
gonna
like,
do?
yeah, might as well, right? Try.
Not
Uh,
rooting for you, but yeah, it's kind of where you're left at.
I put what ex-wife has a full framed headshot of their ex in their hallway, like their front entryway. There's just a big headshot of Stallone.
I have to imagine because we don't get a lot of story out of it, so I just put it in my head that this was recent, this separation. Also, there was a part where like his wife's boss was like, "Go on a date with this guy, do it for the company."
Yeah,
We never get back to
it
that.
was real
I don't know what
creepy.
happened there.
It was a real creepy vibe.
Yeah.
I will say that 80s death scenes I don't miss. He tumbled and fell and gasped and tumbled and fell and gasped and then leaned over because he was in the kitchen. He got to a point where he was on the steps outside, leaned over the steps, just to give you an idea of how many times he fell and then
Yeah, a whole hallway he went down.
yeah, it was
But
rough.
to be fair, I don't know how far that hand cannon pulls you back whenever you get shot. I don't know if it's feet, but I bet there's some recoil on you. Did you see the decoy twist coming?
I did not. I put, damn, Stallone, you've impressed me again. I really enjoyed this movie.
I also didn't see it coming, which is, for both of us, is super rare. Jennifer was like, maybe that's him because you haven't seen his face. So I was like, that's a good point. And boom.
He is really good at decoy. That's why we set that up in the very beginning.
Yeah. It paid off at the end. Yeah, at the end of it, I really liked this movie. I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't as buddy cop as like described to me via the internet,
Yeah.
but I can definitely see it being like, okay, these are two buddies as cops. And like when they're fucking taking notes and like just keep shoving each other and they're fucking around in class the entire time. Good
Yeah,
old
Billy
buddies.
D. Williams did a good job for what he was allowed to do, and then Stallone, I felt like, did a really good job as well.
Make jokes, chase people, and smoke inside. Although this buddy cop wasn't all the buddy we asked for, Stallone and Billy D brought in the terrorists, and their ask questions before a shooting rule lets them keep their badge and gun. Case closed.